Well, Buffalo certainly had a very strong presence in our nation's capital earlier today as members of the House heard testimony from Buffalo's police commissioner and the mother of a top shooting survivor about the major issue of gun violence currently in our country. Good evening, I'm Scott Levin.
And I'm Mary Alice Demler. We have team coverage tonight, including our Claudine Ewing, who was in Washington, D.C. today, and Liz Lewin with new information about the future of the Jefferson Avenue Tops Market.
But tonight we want to begin with 2 on your side's Rob Hackford, who has details on a House vote late tonight on some sweeping gun reforms in a package called the Protecting Our Kids Act. Rob, what's the latest?
Well, Scott and Mary Ellis, testimony offered by those connected to the Buffalo mass shooting and the one in Uvalde, Texas, served as the opener to an evening of voting on a sweeping package of gun control legislation. Here's how it went.
On this vote, the yeas are 223. The nays are 204.
H.R. 7910, titled the Protecting Our Kids Act, passed on mostly party lines Wednesday night, with 5 Republicans, including Western New York Congressman Chris Jacobs, and 2 Democrats voting with the opposite party, Buffalo Congressman Brian Higgins.
We need sensible gun safety legislation in this country.
Among the bill's proposals, which will now head to the Senate, are an assault weapons ban, raising the purchase age of certain semi-automatic rifles from 18 to 21, and the establishment of new federal offenses for gun trafficking, among other things.
When you look at the need for background checks, that doesn't violate anybody's constitutional rights, but it affirms the right of people to live freely, to live safely.
It shouldn't be on to the next shooting, the next event. Let's park right where we are until we see change.
Family members of the Buffalo victims speaking outside the Capitol, demanding the House to condemn replacement theory, a racist idea that America's growing diversity is meant to dilute the white population.
When your tears come down and my tears come down, if we put them in a bottle, they'd all be clear. They're not black or white, Republican or Democrat. They're the same tears, and we need to get that out to people.
A resolution disowning that conspiracy did also pass the House Wednesday night. Republicans focused on preserving existing gun owner rights.
When you disarm law-abiding citizens, you create not more safety, but more peril.
Suggesting different bills meant to invest in stopping school violence by adding guidance counselors, increasing the number of school resource officers, and expanding active shooter training.
Help me to harden schools. Help me to intervene with students in mental health crisis before they reach a breaking point.
Well, the 50-50 Senate almost certainly dooms the legislative package that passed tonight in the Democratic-controlled House. That's why Senate negotiators are trying to craft a much more narrow version of this gun control legislation. It is unclear, however, what that legislation would include and when it will be introduced.